What's your views on budgeting these days?
I don't anymore because my default is always just don't spend money. It's always the default. So when I do, it's like
Your bank transaction list is very light, I imagine.
no, it wouldn't be necessarily light, but the goal is just always don't spend unless I have to. I would say the biggest splurge at this point is probably food. That would be it.
That's a luxury that's worth it to you.
Yeah. But it's usually at the end of the day, like I'll set goals for myself. I'll say I'll be able to get sushi, like DoorDash sushi, which is $70 for like Macy and I.
Oh,
so for
that
all of
hurts
us,
my heart.
$70, both of us, so $35 each delivered for sushi at home. If I get my whole video planned and filmed, and I'll make that goal.
You
in the
dangle
morning.
it. Yes.
I dangle it, and then once I do that,
You're driven.
I'm like, okay, now I deserve that. So, but I don't. If I don't finish it, I don't deserve it.
That's
So,
interesting.
Like, I'll have
See,
little rewards.
I think you're doing it right, and I'm the same way. Like I don't feel like I should get something until I've kind of earned it. So I've switched. I deserve it are 3 words that have caused a lot of people to become broke. Obviously not in this context, but this term, like, well, I deserve it. I work so hard. I'm just gonna DoorDash because I worked a long day at work. I'm gonna spend $70. But I've switched. I deserve it to I've earned it, and it feels different in that way because deserve comes up from a place of entitlement. But I think earning it is different. So when we were paying off our house, I said, I'm driving an '09 Civic. The bumper's hanging off this thing. Dave's making fun of me. I paid $6,000 for it from an old team member here. And I said, I'm not upgrading that car until we pay off the mortgage. And it was so freeing to do that because I felt like I had earned it. So we paid off the mortgage. I saved up. I paid cash for the Tesla. And so you made the video. Was it you had a Tesla for how much a month?
$78.
So I'm still planning on doing the video how I got a Tesla for $0 a month. That's the goal.
That's funny.
So
I like that.
and that's the kind of countercultural stuff where it's just like it's weird in today's world to not have a car payment. It's weird to not use a credit card. And 30 years ago, it was totally weird to use debt for everything we do and do buy now, pay later on a freaking pizza. But now we just live in this culture where it becomes normal. It's marketed to us. And so we just start going, well, now you're the weird one for not doing that, you know?
Yep.
But I think there's such value in switching those words from I deserved it to I've earned it and doing it with cash because then there's no rear view mirror going, oh, I got to pay for that thing I did 4 months ago. It's so freeing to just be done with that transaction in that moment.
I actually completely agree. I've virtually removed the word deserve from my vocabulary at this point, and I've switched it to earn because I think not only like obviously there are certain things in life that are deserved, like people deserve certain like obviously things, but I think the mentality alone, kind of similar to what you were preaching earlier, where like it's more so about shifting the underlying psychology than the actual like the net change. You know what I mean?
You know what's
So
funny
I think
is
similarly with the word deserve and earn.
Dave's line anytime someone calls into the show is better than I deserve. But you guys know what that's about.
I don't.
Okay, so this is interesting. A lot of people don't understand the context behind it because it's not always explained. When he says better than I deserve, it is a statement of grace. Like he's actually referring to his faith, not like better than I deserve because I'm a multi-millionaire. He's saying like biblically speaking, like I deserved, better than I deserve. He's saying biblically speaking, he deserved hell. He deserved the worst because of his sin nature. And instead, he has the grace of Jesus, right? And so that's what he's referring to when he says that. And it's an interesting point when it comes to money because normally we don't weave that part into it. But like when we talk about doing a budget, we put giving first. We say 10% giving at the top of your budget. If you go to a local church, your local church is a great spot for that. But it changed the way I handle money personally because I realized like, oh, if I'm a steward of what I've been given, right? We'd all say like, I'm so blessed, right? Like you've said that. Like, I'm just really blessed, man. Mm-hmm. To me, what that means is I didn't deserve this. I now have this pile of money that, God has given me to manage. I want to be a good manager of it. And that changes the way I make decisions. I'm like, should I spend frivolously over here or should I invest wisely? And there's the parable of the talents in the Bible where the guy went, hey, I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give you some. And he rewarded the one who turned it into more money versus the one who just, buried it in the dirt in the tin can in the backyard. So there's so many interesting principles, biblically speaking, that have changed the way that I just view money personally, coming from my background. But it's really interesting even to study it from a financial perspective to go like, if Graham is a steward of what he's been given, right? This amazing net worth, this real estate portfolio, this platform that you've been given, it just changes the way you view it. And I think it makes you less selfish because you start thinking about things that are deeper.
Yeah.
It's not all about views and clicks. It's about influence and impact and legacy and generational change. And so that when people do other debt-free scream on the show, they say, I've changed my family tree. Like I had a generational curse from my parents and their parents, and there was abuse and there was trauma and there was addiction and there was debt. And I'm the first one in my family who's going to turn that all around. And that brings tears to my eyes every time we get to do those screams, because it reminds me of the real reason. Because we love talking about money. We're all a bunch of nerds talking about money. But when you have that level of depth behind it, of kind of this eternal mindset, it just changes the way I make decisions personally now. When I see like, I'm a steward of this. Versus like, well, this is George's money and he deserves it, so he's going to do what he wants with it. No one tells George what to do. It just makes me more open-handed with money. And that's part of the financial peace that I think you feel when you walk into this place and see all of us.
I'm just curious. You mentioned sinning nature. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, we talk about, the fall of man. Like biblically speaking, Adam and Eve, they sinned. That's called the fall of man. And so, we say that God sent Jesus to earth to save us from our sins. And it was a personal thing. It was for Jack. It was for Graham. And so that's what we say when we say sinful nature. And it's partially why I always am like, I'm not going to be the guy who wins. Because I have a sinful nature that's selfish, that wants what's best for George. That wants
Does everybody have a sinful nature?
Everyone. Every human, regardless of your faith background or where you come from, like, we're all sinners, right? That's why we get frustrated seeing the heartbreaking news of all that's broken in the world, and we're frustrated by it. And while there's a lot of good things and good news out there, it's hard to ignore all of the bad. And so it changed the way I viewed it when I'm like, we're all sinners, but we have a God with grace who sent his son to come die for us so that we could have eternal salvation. And so I don't see it as like I avoided hell. Like, that's great. And I know, like, I can't take my wealth with me. And so I view it differently. Like, what am I doing this all for? Let's say I have $100 million when I die. What's it all for? Well, Proverbs says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Great. That gives me an awesome goal. The Bible also says take care of the poor and the widows and the orphans. So a goal for my wife and I is to pay for someone's adoption or pay for them to get an IVF treatment so that they can adopt. And so there's a lot. It just changes your mindset and your goals when it comes to money when you view it through the lens of generosity and legacy and faith. And baby step 7, which we didn't cover, which is build wealth and give. And so that give part is important because you guys have heard Dave say, live like no one else so later you can live and give like no one else. And he has amazing stories of outrageous generosity and spontaneous generosity. And it's the stuff on TikTok that makes us cry, right? When we watch these videos of someone giving a stranger or a waitress $1,000 and they're in tears. There's something just beautiful about giving back. It's the reason Mr. Beast is so successful. We're all inspired by the way he has taken generosity and created amazing content out of it. And so I think it's just important for anyone watching to have a deeper why. Like, making money is great. Being wise with money is awesome. But without the why behind it, you just get to a point where you hit a wall and you're like, what is this all for, man? There's got to be more than just like the next spread, the next thing, the next stock. And so that's partially why it's given me such peace, is because I'm not messing with all that stuff. I'm just going, what's right for my family? What can I do for my community? What can I do to leave an impact and leave a legacy? Because on my gravestone, it's not going to be like George Kamel, net worth $24 million.
That would be on mine though.
That Graham for sure is going to have that. Like, I want it to be about more than that. And so that's just changed the way I handle money. And it's freed me from going like, well, I really need to get to this net worth. Instead, it's like, hey, what's our goal for the next 1 year when it comes to generosity and spending? Because there's only 3 things you can do with money: give it, save it, and spend it. That's it. I mean, on the simplest terms. And so me and my wife, we just set goals in all of those areas. How do we want to give this year? What are the spending goals we have this year? That might be vacations and upgrading the car or whatever. And they're saving. How do we want to invest for the future? And that has freed me to just not get so in my head about what could be and what's the next thing and what is this person doing. Instead, you just run your own race. And there's such beauty to not caring about what other people think and shutting down the comparison mode to where you go like, well, what's that guy doing? And how's that creator doing? It has just freed me emotionally because I'm a high anxiety person naturally. So my goal is just to reduce all of the anxiety I can in my life. And part of that is living with no debt. Part of that is giving generously because I find that it's hard to have a lot of anxiety when you are giving. And so those are all components that create this weird puzzle that is Ramsey Solutions.